Ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, you're watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. It's time for WWE Evolve Event Center, where wrestling action involves the WWE ID prospects, the PC prospects, and indie wrestlers from all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, and here's the man to bring you the wrestling report and action from the WWE Evolve Event Center, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977, episode 2610. It is still October the 15th, 2025, 11:30 p.m. I'm going to try to get this done before I go to bed, so I can get to work tomorrow. I do apologize for having to wipe my what happened. When I yawned, it was like a little stinger into me, but I'll be all right. Just to let you guys know, I will be doing those, I think this weekend I'll probably do those top 10, my personal top 10 favorite Nintendo games and Super Mario games. Two separate lists in honor of the 40th anniversary of the Nintendo Entertainment System and Super Mario Brothers coming here to the States. So that will be sometime later on this weekend. I'm going to see if I can make that time to do that because... excuse me, because there's a lot on the plate and everything else in between. So, I hope you guys, just be patient, chill out, and eventually I will get those episodes to you. So, but also, I got a big surprise for this coming Tuesday, Renegade Shenanigans, episode 12. It's a dirty dozen. However, I cannot tell you what I'm going to do for Renegade Shenanigans is. Let's say I was inspired to have an idea, and I will hopefully try to get it going, and I hope I can. And y'all just need to tune in this coming Tuesday. Hopefully to start at 3 o'clock. So, because I want to try to see and get a lot of people in there. So, it's going to be a lot of fun, trust me. It's going to be fun. I never thought I would do this, but I'm going to do it just for the heck of it, kicks and giggles. So, just tune in. I cannot say, so don't be bugging me about it all weekend long. Okay? Let's talk about what happened on Evolve. And this is a special show, Evolve Succession. Now, friendly reminder, we had a lot of developmental releases. So, with that, bearing that in mind, that happened recently, about this past couple weeks. Remember, these shows were taped ahead of those releases before these releases actually made. So, if you see like Stevie Turner, even though she was released, remember these shows were taped. So just to warn you right now, warn you ahead of time, and I figured you might want to listen up. Well, the Vanity Project still came out en masse. Remember, Zeta Steel was still with them because these shows were taped a few months ahead. And Jackson Drake was defending the title against a former member of the Vanity Project. In fact, it was Bryce Donovan after he was getting sick and tired of, having Jackson Drake and the boys from Swipe Right hiding behind him a lot. And despite the fact that he handled his business, Jackson Drake handled his, but Keanu Carver came out to try to get involved in the matchup, but security and officials were holding him back. Well, I don't think anybody will hold Keanu Carver any longer because Jackson Drake did retain the title. And I am sure Stevie Turner probably in this situation, you would think Keanu Carver did win the right to go for the championship, but was taken out. So Stevie Turner may say, you know what, you were the original number one contender, I'll let you go after Jackson Drake. So we'll see what happens in that situation. And then and Darylyn Drip was talking about Succession, and Jack Cartwheel asked him to get some drink. No, get your own, and joking around about that. So there's that. Joey Martinez was talking to Mason Holiday and Layla Diggs and Wendy Chu, and they were talking about who would win the women's title, the Evolve Women's Championship, and then she has Wendy Chu, and then Chantal Monroe goes, "Oh, you finally talk," and just mocking her, and then Wendy Chu, I think, said something rotten about her. Chantal Monroe. I was like, "Ooh, okay, well." Oh, Stevie Turner talked to Big Ja. Big Ja, I think he's an actor or producer or some kind of, because they were talking about movies and stuff. So, and and Mason Holiday and Leo Dix, let's find Big Ja. We need to talk to him. And Judy Martinez like, Big Ja, and come to find out, a bull rope match was taking place. Tate Wilder and Brooks Jensen versus Brooks Jensen, and a heck of a matchup between these two gentlemen. And Tate Wilder ended up winning the matchup. And Aaron Rook cut a little short promo about himself, and then Sean Legacy was talking to Stevie Turner, and Big Ja came in and said, "Hey, you want a match? I'll get you a match." And it looks like, Stevie Turner gave Big Ja permission to be Evolve GM for one night only. So, and then Mason Holiday and Layla Diggs were talking to Big Ja about a couple of ideas and about movies and all that. Then the main event, the Evolve Women's Championship between Callie Armstrong and Kendall Gray. And excellent matchup between these two ladies, but ladies and gentlemen, we have a new Evolve Women's Champion in Kendall Gray. And Wen Sinclair and Carly Bright joined forces with her to celebrate. I wonder if Ren Sinclair and Carly Bright and Kendall Gray could have a new stable going on. Well, we'll find out. And we'll find out in the future, but we have a new Evolve Women's Champion. Congratulations to one, Kendall Gray. And I think Kendall Gray will make an excellent Evolve Women's Champion. I think she'll be a fighting Evolve Women's Champion as well. We'll see if Callie Armstrong will get a rematch or what. And as you know, I know Nikita Lyons will probably want a shot at the title, and so does Wendy Chu. Chantal Monroe believes she gets a title shot. Now, Kylie Ray. Now, unfortunately, she was the WWE first ever WWE ID Women's Champion, but unfortunately, two things have happened. One, she had to give up the title because she was pregnant, and two, she decided not to renew her WWE ID contract. In fact, the company not to renew it, so they let her go. But she says she had a great journey there and everything else, and who knows? She may end up being back. And then Zeta Steele also decided not to renew her WID contract. So it looks like new WID contracts will be handed out. And it ain't because of budget cuts. It's because, some of these young prospects are underperforming or not main event material and all that. They let go of Gintala. Everybody, some of the fans thought she had potential, but it is what it is. So, we'll see what happens as Evolve will grow. It could have those on NXT who hadn't had much TV time that could help out, like Nikita Lyons is not, she's honing her skills. They have Wendy Chu as well. So, now, a lot of people have been dissing on Nikita Lyons. I love Nikita Lyons, don't get me wrong. But a lot of people have been dissing on her, but you're all forgetting something. Nikita Lyons used to be part of WoW WoW Superheroes, women's wrestling. We had Abilene Maverick from Barbie Hayden. I know Nikki Nashville as Jade Rod is there. Holly Swag, Holly Hood, Haley J. And you got to remember, Nikita Lyons was there as Faith the Lioness. And she's a former WoW Women's Champion, mind you. In fact, I think she lost the title before she left WoW to go to sign a contract with the WWE, a developmental contract. And she's on NXT since. So, a lot of people have forgotten about that. And listen, I know she's a multi-talented young lady and all. She's into martial arts and she's good. I love Nikita Lyons, so y'all gonna need to give her a chance, man. She's a former WoW Women's World Champion, so That's my take of the whole thing. So that is it for the 2610th episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. However, next episode, 2611, will be the will be the final Dynamite and Collision before Wrestle Dream. Okay, so I will see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, blessed, resting your night. Good night, and until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and Do It for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.